At DCN, my primary responsibility is to do product design for sample devices, whether it's take-home tests or lab-related devices and sampling. A lot of that involves plastic design, and plastics is chosen because, for one thing, it's sterile. We don't have to go through sterility issues and so forth. It's very convenient. We can get a lot of value in complex shapes right away, and it's an easy way to get from point A to point B to get into that sample processing. But as we know that there's a new industry and a new thought process about worrying about where the plastics are and what we do with them afterwards. So we're starting to talk more and more about sustainability and microplastics and how they're affecting the environment. For us, we're dealing with lateral flow assays. So the test strip is very important on making sure, developing the actual test. In order to reduce the plastic around the cassette, we have to make sure that the actual test strip is very robust. Sometimes you can have your test strip with your laminations and your membranes and your wick and so forth all on the side of here. If you have a very robust test, you might be able to get away with just a piece of cover tape, but to get to a point of that where you can have that kind of a robust assay, it may require extra time to develop that. It puts a lot of pressure on the assay team to be very creative and clever on how to develop that. And it's also it's a more extensive budget. So, ultimately, if we can have an assay that is very robust on its own, doesn't require a lot of support structuring and things like that, we can get away with, I don't know, maybe something that's made out of pressed cardboard and like your coffee cup, carriers from Starbucks and so forth. Very low tech, very cheap, and so forth. But the problem with those, when I've looked into those, is that the accuracy is the tolerances are very loose. So to try to hold laminated surfaces on your assay is very difficult. One way we might be able to get around that would be to have maybe a simple plastic cage that is very minimalist, that is just having a couple of support structures that hold everything together. But we're talking just like a minimal amount of plastic, and the rest of it could be paper or laminated mylar and things like that. So we could think about those kind of things. But again, it gets back to the assay and how robust it is. Other aspects of some of the package or designs I've done, we're trying to reduce the amount even of the paper that you're dealing with, the inks and other things like that. So maybe instead of having a full foil seal that you're going to have for environmental reasons, but maybe the other things you could do is that you can have maybe instructions on the side in such a way that's intuitive that you don't have to have an extensive user manual for a take-home test. I've seen a few take-home tests where we're actually using the packaging to support everything, like the DNA testing and so forth, where you've got maybe a sample device that's small and has fluids and stuff like that, and you don't want to spend money on a stand and having that. So you use your box. When you open it up, you put your device there, and that use the box as a stand. You have all your instructions there. It's all in one piece. You open it up and it's all done. So those are some of the creative ways that you can reduce the amount of plastic and reduce the amount of paper and things like that. So it needs to be a mission that you have from the very beginning, that this is what you want. We can't go through and design a device and then later on go, oh, by the way, Keith, take out some plastic, it's too much. Or we want to reduce. It needs to be something that as a company, you have a mission from the very beginning, and then from there, we can design around that also. There's choices that you have to make. Sometimes it might take a little bit longer development time, but your end result might be something that's what your user market is. You might be addressing people that are very sensitive to that. I know in the European market, disposing of waste and so forth is becoming more and more important. Even the type of plastics that you use and what goes in and so forth, because everything has to be incinerated over there. So there's a lot of product design development that we can go into our products, our sample devices and so forth. And again, working with a lot of plastics is very easy. It's something that the plastic parts that they're sterile, they can be used and so forth, and it's very convenient. But there's a cost for that kind of convenience. And so we should always take into consideration what the end goal is. And sometimes, this type of sustainability becomes more important than just being, something quick to market and convenient and so forth, because that's how we've always done it. So it takes a mission from the very beginning with your company to decide this is what we want to do. And we know how to do that. It just takes time and a little bit of forethought. But I know we can, I'm very confident that we have aspects or different ways that we can solve those issues if that's something that you want us to try to do.